Welcome to our final class from 28 Days of Yoga. I am so proud of you for making it to day 28. This is the final class in this session, but you can do the 28 Days of Yoga over and over again. And you can also do just one of the classes. So if there are a few classes that you really liked, or if you notice some days your body might be craving certain classes that we've done, it's totally cool to just go to specific days and practice your yoga practice however you want to. But I'm really so excited that you made it to the end. I'm so proud of you. And we're going to start in Sukhasana with our palms facing up to receive that kind, loving energy from the rest of the universe. Close your eyes and start taking deeper, slower, longer breaths in and out through your nose. I want you to reach your shoulders up, pull them back, and drop them down. Ground down into earth through the base of your spine. Reaching up to the sky with the crown of your head sitting up nice and tall. We're going to make some slow circles with our neck. Just going one way. Breathing into it. Moving at your own pace. And then going in the other direction. And then we're going to come back to center and inhale our arms up, reaching to the sky. Interlace your fingers and using your upper body, keeping your lower half right where it is, just turning your upper body as much as you can to the right. Then you can bring your left hand down to your right knee and your right hand behind you. On each inhale, I want you to sit up taller and get more length. And on each exhale, twist a little more. And then reach your hands up to the sky, interlace with the opposite pinky on top and turn towards the left. As much as you can. And then bring your right hand to your left knee and your left hand behind you, sitting up nice and tall with each inhale, getting more length in your spine. And on each exhale, twisting a bit more. And then reach your hands back up to the sky. You are going to bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Take your right hand and gently place it on your left ear. You're not pulling on your neck. You're just using the weight and the guidance from your hand to help you stretch out the side of your neck. Always be really gentle and careful with your neck. And then take your left hand and place it down to your left side. You can move that hand around to find a nice stretch in the side of your neck. You can also adjust the angle of your neck, just being really gentle and stretching out our necks. And then we're going to switch to the other side. So bring your left ear to your left shoulder, left hand on your right ear, and moving around that right hand until you find a nice stretch. And then we're going to come back through center, put our hands down on our knees, and take some spine circles. But first, I want you to switch the cross of your legs. So put the other leg on top, and then pushing out, scraping to the left, rounding down behind you, and pushing to the right. At your own pace, in your own way, moving in however feels good for you today. And then go the other direction. And then we're gonna come back through center, and I'm gonna meet you in table pose. So come onto your hands and knees. Your shoulders are above your wrists and your hips are above your knees. Your toes are pointed behind you. You're going to inhale your right arm all the way up to the sky and then thread it underneath your left arm, stretching out your shoulder. Take one deep breath here, and then on your next inhale, reach that right hand all the way back up to the sky and place it back down. And then we're going to inhale that left hand all the way up to the sky, thread it underneath your right shoulder. Take one deep breath here. And then reach that left hand all the way back up to the sky and place it back down. And we're going to step our hands up about a handprint above where they are right now. Tuck your toes under and come up into downward facing dog. You can bend your knees here, bring your stomach to your thighs, press into your hands, and then slowly straighten your legs. Your heels are reaching towards the earth, and it's okay if they never touch. And step your right foot in between your hands, lining up your front heel with your back heel. Your back toes are diagonally pointed towards the front of your mat, keeping your ankle below your knee. Step all the way up, reaching your hands up into warrior one. Take one deep breath here, and then come back into downward facing dog. And then we're going to step our left foot in between our hands, lining up our heels, pointing our back toes diagonally towards the right front side of our mat, keeping our knee above our ankle and standing up into warrior one. Take a deep breath and then come right back into downward facing dog. Then we're going to step our right foot in between our hands, turn that back foot so your toes are facing the side of your mat. Your front heel is lined up with the arch of your back foot, and open up into warrior two, pressing down into all four corners of both of your feet, keeping weight in that back foot. Your drishti, the focal point for your eyes, is right past your front fingertips. And then come back into downward facing dog. Step your left foot in between your hands and come into warrior two on the other side. Taking a deep breath here. And then come back into downward facing dog. Step your right foot in between your hands. And then you're going to slowly straighten that front foot while raising that back foot up, lifting your chest up. Coming into warrior three. So your back left leg is pointed behind you. Your hands are together at heart center. Lift up your chest. And then come back down into downward facing dog. We're going to step our left foot in between our hands. Come all the way up. Pressing into that left leg. Straighten that left leg. Straighten your right leg and lift it off the ground behind you. Bring your hands together at heart center. Warrior three. And then come back into downward facing dog. Step your right foot in between your hands and open up into warrior two. Inhale and reverse your warrior. And come back to warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Reach forward until you can't reach anymore. And come down into triangle pose. Remember to keep your weight in that back foot, pressing down through all four corners of both your feet. Come back to warrior two. Straighten that front leg again. Turn your toes in towards each other. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Look up and get some length on your spine. And stand all the way up. Reach your hands up to the sky. Bend your left foot. Turn out your toes. So you're setting up for warrior two in the opposite direction. Inhale and reverse your warrior. And then come back to warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Remember to ground down with both of your feet, equally pressing into the earth on both sides. And reach forward until you can't reach anymore, opening up into triangle pose. Trying to create a straight line from fingertip to fingertip. Come back to warrior two. And then straighten that leg. Turn your toes slightly in towards each other. Inhale your arms up and exhale, fold forward. Bring your left leg a little bit in front of your feet, but in the middle of where your feet are. And then open up with your right arm, reaching up to the sky. If you want to go a bit deeper, you can take your left arm over towards your right leg. Keep your hips lined up. You can reach back, and if you feel one of them coming out of alignment, you can kind of just press it back. And then bring both your arms down. Put your right hand where your left hand was before, and then open up with your left arm. If you want to go deeper, you can reach your right hand towards your left leg. And then bring your hands back to the ground. Inhale and get some length in your spine, sitting up a bit. And then reach your arms all the way up to the sky. And then we're going to exhale, fold all the way down. Bring your hands to the earth, heel toe your feet in a bit towards each other. Make sure that your toes and knees are pointing in the same direction, and slowly sit all the way back into Malasana. Bring your hands together at heart center. Take a few deep breaths here. And then sit all the way back onto your bum. And then we're going to make our way onto our backs. Deep breath. We're going to set up for a bridge pose. So your knees are bent. The tops of your feet are grounding into the earth. Your big toes are slightly pointed towards each other. You're about hips width apart with your legs. Your back is on the ground. And then we're going to lift our hips and bring our shoulders underneath us so that we can grab our hands together. Remember, when you're up in bridge, you don't want to move your head or your neck, so keep them completely still. Take a deep breath here, and then lower back down. And then we're going to lift our hips again, interlace our fingers with the other pinky on top if you can remember. Taking a deep breath up here, and then lowering back down. Now we're going to take either one more bridge, or if you want to, you can come up into a wheel pose. So when I was growing up, I was actually a cheerleader my entire life, and we called wheel pose bridge, and like bridge is just in yoga. So if you were a cheerleader, wheel pose is a bridge. So we're going to set up. You want to bring the palms of your hands. You're going to bend your elbows, palms of hands, grounding into earth. So see how my fingertips are pointed towards my feet, and my elbow is bent and pointed up towards the sky. So on either side of your head. And then you do the same thing like in bridge. You lift your hips, but this time we're going to press into our arms, straightening our arms and straightening our legs. And then you can come back down. Bring your feet together, knees apart, and bring one hand on your stomach and one on your heart. Take a deep breath. And we're going to roll over onto our stomachs, come right into a child's pose. Lift your bottom off your legs, slide forward into puppy pose. And then come back up to sit down on your feet. Your chest is up, just sitting on your legs. And now I have a couple options for you. So if you are comfortable with doing a headstand, we're going to do a headstand today. But if you have never done a headstand before and you don't really feel comfortable doing one, instead of doing a headstand, I want you to take a dolphin pose. So this is a dolphin pose. You're going to bring your forearms onto the earth and you can clasp your hands together. So we'll do a little different version of it. And come back up with your feet like you're in downward facing dog. And your forearms are on the ground, but you're in downward facing dog with your legs. So you can take that pose and hold it, or you can do a headstand. Now, it might be wise for you to get some pillows, some blankets, set up a little area right now while I'm talking. So go do that if you want to. You also might want to bring your mat to the edge of a wall. So once you're up in headstand, you can lean your feet on the wall. Those are all options to help you get in the pose and stay in the pose. But I wouldn't recommend attempting this if you've never done it before in front of a teacher live, because I can't see what you're doing and I don't want you to injure yourself. So use caution when trying the headstand. A lot of people have done headstands before, just like as a cheerleader. I used to do headstands, and there is definitely a reason, like there's definitely a group of people watching this video that have done a handstand and are comfortable doing them alone, but there's also definitely people watching this who have never done one, not really sure how, and I feel like it's more of a risky thing to just attempt on your own. So if that is you, I would recommend um, just doing the dolphin pose for now. It's totally fine. And then taking a yoga class in person or a private yoga class, or even taking a yoga class with me, either in person or just online where I can see you. And or like going to a retreat and learning how to do it with someone there to guide you. It's just not worth getting hurt. So I just wanted to preface that with that. But now we're all set up, we're all ready to go. So I'm gonna tuck my shirt in so I don't flash you guys and get my video removed. And I'm gonna set up for headstand. So remember, if you don't feel comfortable doing your headstand, totally cool. You're gonna do dolphin. So you're gonna put your forearms, clasp your fingers together, put your forearms on the ground, and bring your legs up into downward facing dog, coming into dolphin pose. But if you're gonna do a headstand with me, you're gonna do the same thing with your hands. Clasp your hands together, so you're kind of making a little spot for your head. You want your clasped hands to go on the crown of your head, and then you're going to bring the crown of your head onto the ground. And whenever you do a headstand, you want at least 70 to 80% of your weight is going to be in your forearms or in your hands. You don't want to put all that weight onto your head and your neck. So I'm doing a forearm headstand. My forearms are always going to be on the ground when I do this. And most of my weight is going to be in my forearms. I'm not crashing all my weight into my head. So I'm going to get on my tippy toes and then engaging my core. I'm going to lift my legs up and slowly straighten them. So you want to engage your core, point your toes up towards the sky. And the same way when we're sitting down and we're imagining grounding from the base of our spine into the earth and reaching up to the sky with the crown of our head, we're still doing that right now, but reversed. So the crown of our head is grounding into the earth. The base of our spine is reaching up to the universe. We're pressing into our forearms, engaging our core, and breathing. Try to stay up here for as long as you can. And when you come down, come right into a child's pose. And to come down, I'm going to bend my knees and slowly, with control, come right into a child's pose. If you're still up, that's totally okay. I'm going to wait here for you in my child's pose. And if you're taking dolphin, just come down and meet me in child's pose. We're going to wait for everybody to finish. Now from child's pose, we're going to lift our bums off the ground, slide our hands forward into a puppy dog pose just for a moment, and then we're going to set our hands up and come into a downward facing dog. We want to release our neck after that, so nod your head, yes. Shake your head, no. And do it again, nod, yes. Shake, no. Just to help you release your neck. And then come back down onto your knees. Slide back out into puppy. Sit back down into child's pose. And then we're going to roll over onto our backs. Lift your right leg up to the sky, flexing both your feet, grabbing behind your right thigh. Pull that leg in towards you. And then drop it off to the right, keeping your left hand on your left hip to keep it on the ground. And then we're going to drop your right leg all the way off to the left. Reaching towards the right, looking towards your right hand. And then lift it back up to the sky. Grab behind the thigh and pull it in one more time, keeping your feet flexed. And drop it down gently. Then we're going to raise our left leg, grab behind the thigh and pull it in towards you. Bring your right hand to your right hip and then drop your left leg down, looking over the right side. And you're going to drop that left leg all the way over to the right, looking over the left. And then point that leg back up to the sky. Interlace your hands behind that thigh, flexing both your feet and pull it in towards you one more time. And then drop it down. And then we're going to hug our legs in towards each other. Grab our feet from the pinky toe side and pull our knees into our armpits, coming into happy baby. You can rock a bit side to side here if you want to. And then straighten one leg and bend it. Straighten the other leg and bend it. And then straighten both legs and bend them. And then just hug your legs in. Take some circles on your lower back. We are going to chant Om together 12 times before taking our Shavasana. So at the end of our chanting, we're just going to go right into Shavasana. I'm not going to say anything, but we're going to chant with our feet together, knees apart, one hand on your stomach and one on your heart. So when we're done with our Oms, you can either stay right here with your body like this and take Shavasana like this, or if you prefer, just quietly when you're done, I'm not going to say anything, but you can move into a regular Shavasana, so you can adjust however you want to, whatever's going to feel good for you. But for now, we're going to bring our feet together, knees apart, one hand on our stomachs and one on our heart. Take a deep breath. And then we're going to inhale one more time and start chanting. Slowly start to move your fingers and your toes, rolling out your wrists and your ankles, and reach your hands up above your head. Big stretch, and then rolling off onto your side. Taking your time here, slowly meeting me back in Sukhasana with your hands together at heart center. Remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to the universe, and be kind to all life everywhere. Namaste. Well, my friend, we did it. That was 28 days of yoga. Congratulations. Good job. Comment below and let me know that you finished because I'm so proud of you. And be sure to send a message to the group in Brya community. And if you haven't joined the community yet, go sign up right now. I'll leave a link below. It's $5.55 a week to join. And there will be more yoga classes, yoga content, all the things that you would want from me in one place. And you can always, there's a group chat and you can always request more things if you want me to teach you something. So there's guided meditations, yoga classes, I have ebooks in there, there's courses. I have a whole course on how to practice solo yoga, which is my favorite way to practice yoga, just alone in your room, vibing, listening to your body. So I actually made an entire course on how to do that, and you'll have access to it inside Brya community, and you'll have direct access to me and everyone else in Brya community. We are truly a community, and I am really excited for you to be a part of it. Wow, we did it. 28 days of yoga. So I'll see you in Brya community. A big truck just came by. Dang, that was loud. Good thing it didn't come by during our Shavasana. I don't even know if you heard it. But anyways, yeah. You can always start over the practice if you want to, and there's more classes on YouTube as well, but I really do hope to see you within Brya community, and thank you for practicing 28 days of yoga with me. I am honored to be your teacher.